And joining us now is Jim DeRogatis, the reporter who broke the story. He's been covering it for more than 20 years. Jim, thanks for joining us. Even though you say that he was not convicted on all the charges, R. Kelly, and his co-defendants were acquitted of all the charges, you blame that on Twitter about an hour ago on a sloppy federal case.
I cannot understand for the life of me how the federal government arrested Kelly outside Trump Tower in the summer of 2019. They had 3 years to prepare this case. They had witnesses conflicting testimony of each other. They promised 4 videos. They showed clips of 17 that were 17 clips of 3 videos that were horrifying. They promised 5 victims. They delivered 4. It was a sloppy case compared to what was presented in Brooklyn, which was encyclopedic, exhaustive, 22 victims, 30-year sentence, guilty on all counts. I think the federal government should be ashamed in Chicago. But the heart of the matter is 6 counts, 3 of making child pornography, 3 of sexually abusing a girl who testified she was 14 when that happened. That is just unconscionable, and it further seals that Kelly is the biggest predator in the history of popular music.
Given what you just said there, Jim, do you see this as Kelly finally being held accountable as the U.S. Attorney described it?
Absolutely. And I'm well aware of his trauma. I wrote about it in my book. He wrote about it in his book. It doesn't forgive preying on. Look, victim number 1 was 1991, Tiffany Hawkins, and he continued to victimize young women and ruin their lives until the day he was arrested. I know the names of 68 women who trusted me to tell their stories of sexual abuse. There were many that I didn't know who testified in Chicago and in Brooklyn. I believe that, hundreds of lives were ruined, and many people, from the lowliest gophers to the heads of his record company, Clive Calder and Barry Weiss, Jive Records, knew about it and did nothing for 3 decades. At the end of the day, this man who had musical genius, who earned $250 million for crafting his own hits and those for everyone from Celine Dion to Lady Gaga, he's going to go down as a black mark in Chicago history to rival the Black Sox or Al Capone. And that is not hyperbole.
Jim, the government wanted you to testify. Why didn't you?
Oh, no, not the government. His longtime business manager, Daryl McDavid, who was acquitted today, wanted to show me, his attorneys, show me a videotape. Is this the one that was left in your mailbox in February 2002?
Why didn't you, though?
Because it was an unmarked tape. I've written that 100 times, and I've written in my book, Solace. How was I going to know if that was the tape I gave to Detective Dan Everett, who testified he got the tape from the Sun-Times? How was I going to know if that was one he just bought at Walgreens or Best Buy? Not that they even sell VHS anymore. That's how long this story's gone on. But what's more, and this is missed by many people, I would have gladly gotten on the stand and read my entire book. That's not how court works. They wanted to ask specific questions. The judge ruled those questions made no sense. They'd already been answered. And it sets a very bad precedent that any young investigative journalist who doesn't have the support I had from the New Yorker or the Chicago Sun-Times is going to get hauled into court simply for doing her job. That cannot stand. In Illinois, we have a shield law. Many media rights advocates say we need a national shield law to protect the gratuitous hauling into court of journalists. Everything I know about R. Kelly, I have been printing since December 2000. There's never been a single correction, clarification, or retraction, much less a lawsuit.
Jim DeRogatis, thank you so much for your work and for today.
Well, it's all due to those women who trusted me to tell their stories.